name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of yet another weekend reading vlog. Hi, hello! This weekend is going to be a fun one because I'm having my friends over tomorrow. We're celebrating my birthday, so birthday 2.0, guys. Tomorrow is also book club, and I have not read the book for book club, not gonna lie. It's a Terry Pratchett book, and I've read one Terry Pratchett book for a book club before. I didn't really have a good time reading it, so I'm like low-key not excited to read this book, but I'm gonna try power through it today. In a bit, I'm charging up my Switch so that I have something to do while I'm listening to it because I don't have a physical copy, because I didn't want to buy a physical copy of this book because I knew it's a Terry Pratchett. I'm not a big fan of how he writes, so that's gonna be fun. But that's one of the books that I'm gonna be reading, and then book club is tomorrow, and then right after is my like birthday shindig with my friends. We're doing a board party. Very excited. People are bringing stuff. We're gonna make a bunch of boards. I'm going to tomorrow also go out and get some different kinds of fries that I'm gonna make in my air fryer, and we're gonna have a fry board. It's gonna be very good. I guess I'm also gonna need some dips for that because I know people like dips. I don't, but I know people do, so I'm gonna have to get some dips. Anyways, that's irrelevant information. But this weekend, I'm also gonna be reading my 100th book because I'm 2 books away from 100. I think I've read 98 books so far this year because I finished a book this week. I finished The Bone Orchard by Sarah A. Mueller because I had to have that back at the library by Thursday, and I really enjoyed that book. It was very good. So many trigger warnings. Please look them up if you're gonna read it, but I really enjoyed it. I do have some issues with it, but I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. This weekend, I have 2 books that I want to get to besides the Terry Pratchett one. It's the first one in the Discworld, by the way. Color of Magic, I think that's what it's called, but that's that. And other than that, your girl's gonna be reading The Book Eaters and starting in on the Oleander Sword. So that's the plan this weekend, because these are the 2 books that are calling my name the most. And I also have some other immediate TBR books there that I'm looking forward to. I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky. I don't know what it is today, but I'm a little shaky. So I can tell you why, because I've drunk my water and I had a little bit of a snack when I got home from grocery shopping, and I'm still shaky. I don't know what's going on. Things are good. Things are happening. I'm so excited to read these. I'm so excited to dive into these, and this weekend's gonna be a great weekend. I'm so excited. Also, I got this framed. I got the art from Phoebe framed. We love to see it. I got these 2 ladies, I should say, waiting to be put on the gallery wall. That's gonna be my weekend. It's gonna be a good weekend. I really don't know what's going on with my hair today. I hope you guys enjoy. Either way, but yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend. Hello friends, happy Saturday. I am here. My place is clean. I'm waiting for my floors to dry because I just washed them. Life is good. I've been up since like 8 this morning because I had my piano lesson earlier today because I'm studying a higher level than I previously had for piano. And then I went out and did like a Dollarama run and a quick Walmart run. Then I'm back, and it is only 1:09. I feel like the whole day has gone by. But I am gonna have my live stream in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to just kind of chill for the next 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna get some writing in. Life is gonna be great, and my friends are coming over later, so fantastic. But yes, I did read the rest of the Discworld book last night, and I don't vibe with Terry Pratchett. It took so much of my brain power to even focus on what was happening, and it took me until the last story in the book to realize it was split into 4 stories. I had no idea what was happening, and it was not that good, so I gave it 2.5 stars. So that's gonna be a fun book club chat because I have no idea what happened. I've even looked up a summary online after I finished. I was like, I don't know what happened. So I'm gonna have to reread the summary before my friends get here because I don't know what happened in that book, but it wasn't very good. Anyways, yeah, I just don't think the Discworld books are for me, which is fine. I'm also quite hungry, so I should probably eat something for lunch. What? I don't know. I don't really have any lunch food here, which is my mistake because I went grocery shopping yesterday. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. Thought I'd say hello. I think I was going to start another book, but I realized I only have 20 minutes before my live stream starts, so I can't really. The next one that I'm going to start is going to be The Book Eaters because this one's just calling to me, and it's little, so I should probably be able to power through it pretty quickly. But I'm excited about this. I'm quite excited about this one. I haven't really heard anything concretely this was amazing or this was awful, so I'm intrigued. I haven't really heard many reviews on this one. Just that people keep talking about it in general, like them picking it up to read, not actually them reading it. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, it's Saturday. I'm gonna get the rest of my day going. Hello friends, it is now a lot later. Saturday night. My friends are gone, kind of relaxed a little bit. Today has been a great day. Productive as hell. I had a great live stream. So many people showed up, got so much work done. I cleaned my place. I had my friends over. It was just a good day. It consistently surprises me how much you can get done when you wake up early and like do things on the weekend. I'm still a big purveyor about having relaxing days, so tomorrow is going to be a relaxing day, and I would like to read Book Eaters tomorrow, I think. So that's my plan. Other than that, who knows what's gonna happen. Great time with my lovely friends. Gosh, I love when we all hang out. It's a great time. The book club we had beforehand was good. Quick. Only one of our quicker ones. We didn't have really a lot to say about the book, but that's all right. They liked it. I gave it 2.5 stars. 2 of my friends gave it 3 stars, and then one of my friends gave it 4 stars. You know, kind of middling to enjoyment for them. I didn't really get on with it, but that's all right. Terry Pratchett's just not for me. Just not for me, but yeah, birthday shenanigans were great. My friend got me a D&D tarot deck, which has been really fun because I've just been like, once my friends left, I just like whipped it out and started playing with it, which is a lot of fun. It's always interesting to try and learn how to do tarot. I don't know how to do tarot very well or at all, and I've never handled a like proper tarot deck other than having my friends read my tarot for me. It's interesting to, I don't know, just have things like that. And the D&D tarot deck is interesting because it does things a little bit differently than a regular tarot deck does, but there's a hair. It's tickling my nose. I don't know where it is. But this tarot deck is interesting because you can also implement it into your games. So I might try and do that as well, because it's like the mechanic of it is D&D. The gimmick of it is they have, each one of the cards has a quest attached to it or a quest hook. So you can like implement that into your games, which I think is kind of fun. And I might do that as well. I was playing with that after too. And then my lovely friend Ashley got me Hero's Feast cookbook, which is going to be fun. And I was going to kind of peruse through it to see what kind of recipes we got in here that I can try. I cannot believe it's already Sunday, but it feels like I've experienced almost a full weekend in just today. So tomorrow's gonna be a good day, I think. Just relaxing and kicking back, doing very, very little tomorrow. Oh, my writing for Project Second Story today, I was about to say Project Dream. Nope. Project Second Story went well. I'm kicking into some of the more middle scenes, which are interesting because as I'm reading through, I can feel them dragging a little bit. So I'm trying to shrink and make each scene kind of have a point to it, you know, just to make it flow more. Even it's just still keeping with the cozy vibes. Trying to at least. But I think I hit the 32,000 word mark today, which is great in the second draft. Love to see it, and I hope to kind of keep picking away at that. And then once October rolls around, I'm going to put that aside and start planning for the second book in that series that I want to try and do over NaNoWriMo. I'm going to try to do NaNoWriMo with that one. Same kind of a thing though, I'm going to do like augmented NaNoWriMo, which I try to do like either 60 or 70k in a month and film that. And keep myself accountable on TikTok and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys aren't following me on TikTok, please do, and I will be doing vlogs for that as well. That's in a couple months, getting ahead of myself. But yeah, it's always fun to see and to dabble with editing, I think, because this is, as I've said a couple times, my second book that I've actually gotten to the editing stage where I've like decided to go further with it. I have previously spent many more years on books than I have with either this one or Project Dream, which is my middle grade that I have on Query. But with this book, this is the second book that I'm actually walking into the editing stage with, because Second Story is the second book, because a lot of my previous books that I've done, with the one main one that I'm thinking of, Project Dark, which was one of my first big projects that I worked on, I rewrote that book so many times, 4 or 5 times all the way through, and I edited it maybe like once or twice, but didn't actively go into the editing stage like I am with Project Dream and Project Second Story. So it's interesting to think back about your writing history. Anyways, I will catch up with you guys tomorrow for Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm here chilling on my couch, having my coffee, just ate breakfast, kind of starting my day. I didn't just eat breakfast, I've been sitting here for a little while, but I started reading The Book Eaters. I'm literally only a chapter in, and what a beginning. This is instantly giving me very strange vibes. I knew kind of that this was not a typical fantasy novel, like adventure, you know, all that kind of stuff, that it gives me the vibe of a literary fantasy, which I didn't know if I was right about, and I might not be. But we start, literally first chapter, this mother is walking around the shops and she's picking up different things, and she's just like, the casualest dropping of different sentences is setting my teeth on edge. In a good way, I think. It's just one of those things that like, it's weird. It's like, there's a bit where she talks about this one kid like IDing her at the store, which she's just like, I'm 29. I don't need to be ID'd, but she also doesn't own an ID because technically she doesn't exist. And I'm like, excuse me? And then there's another one down a little while later, and it's just like this casual, like, there were so many things to remember when she was out and around humans. And then a couple paragraphs later, in short, Devon had always to act like prey and not like the predator she had become. Like, these gentle sentences that are just pockmarked throughout this like typical woman going about her evening trying to get home to her son. And then she has this son who we don't meet right away, but we see what he does. He stays in a locked bedroom for much of every day that she can unlock from the outside. She gives this like little paragraph of like, by the 3rd week mark, starvation would have ravaged him to thinness, his suffering spiraling into unbearable agony as his body began to produce toxins, the madness already gnawed in his mind, incurable except for through his next feed, and even after feeding, the craving would remain ever present. He would either sit in a corner, huddled up and unresponsive, or else attack her in a frothing rage. And then this vicar comes to the door, planned, and she's like acting essentially like, oh, like I didn't think you would come, like my son is in a bad way, etc, etc. Very like serial killer and serial killer accomplice vibes right off the bat, which I like. It's unsettling as hell. And then she just like has this conversation with this vicar where they go to the door of her son's and she asks him, are you a good person? And then shoves him in the door, and all you can hear is him screaming and shouting and thrashing. And a few minutes later, nothing. Just like instantly weird serial killer vibes. This is like the beginning of a horror movie. I'm so intrigued. I'll let you know how this goes as I keep reading, but what a start. Hello friends, it is now a little bit later and I'm on page 133 of The Book Eaters. This book is nothing like what I expected. I don't know what I expected, because I knew going in it wasn't like a traditional fantasy book, but this is vaguely like crime movie, horror movie, mixed with a little bit of the fantastical, but turned on its head. And it's got a vague crime boss level to it that feels like those high octane woman running for her life crime movies, you know? It feels like that. And yet we still have this fantastical element of these people, these beings that are not human. They are book eaters or mind eaters like Devon's son is, and they have such a weird patriarchal society that puts so much stock in its women because they're running out of women and running out of like fertile women to have kids, so they police the hell out of their women and their weddings and stuff like that. So like they get married, but only for specific amounts of time. They get married, like their whole thing is marry, have a baby, and then leave after 3 years. And do it again 6 months after that, and you do it twice and you have 2 kids, and that's your kind of, that's it. Then you can just keep living. And I'm just like, that's so bizarre. And it's the policing of these women in the society is ridiculous. Like they have to, obviously it's a patriarchal society, we've been new, but it's like the way that they're treated is archaic, but it's such an interesting mix of like, I don't know, it's a mix of almost like, I want to say The Handmaid's Tale. I've never watched The Handmaid's Tale, but it's got this like breeder aspect to it, and I'm surprised it's only 2 kids. I'm surprised they just don't do that until they stop having kids. But it's such an interesting world. I don't I don't know. And then the kids are raised by their father, but they don't, or in their father's household, I guess. They don't necessarily know that that's their father. Like our main character, she treated her father figure as her like uncle for her whole life. I don't know. It's the most bizarre premise, world setup, and it's like these people live in our world. They're just on the outskirts of it, and then there's this family called the Ravenscar, I think. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but the Ravenscar family, who basically created this drug that allows mind eaters like Devon's son, who go around eating people's minds and getting information from their minds and essentially killing them, and having this like insatiable desire to do so, almost to the point of like they become so monstrous. So originally all the book eaters would just kill mind eaters if they were born because it's dangerous to have something like that. After a while, this family created this drug that kept mind eaters at bay, and it didn't get rid of the desire to consume minds, but it got rid of their hunger to do so. So they became more manageable and like become, I don't know if all of them become dragons in this world. There's knights and dragons. Knights are kind of like the crime boss people who keep people in line and like have dragons as their like henchmen to do stuff, and these dragons are the mind eaters. And I'm just like, this world is so weird. It's so interesting, and I don't know if I like this book. I don't know if I'm enjoying it, but it's almost like a perverse can't look away feeling that I'm having while I'm reading it. And I want to kill every single man in this world, in this book, because they are all so terrible, so rude, and like Devon's first husband is an absolute piece of shit. Like when she's having his baby, wedding night, drugs her, sexually assaults her, and she doesn't really even know that that's happening because she's so out of her mind. She has a baby, and Salem, her little baby girl, is essentially like, as she's having her baby, her husband's like, can you do anything to shut her up? She's giving me a headache. It's Christmas. I want to enjoy Christmas. And I'm just like, you bitch. Like, he's just, everything he says, he's the worst man alive. I hate him so much. Format-wise, we're following Devon's life growing up as a book eater and becoming these wives and like having her kids. And then we're also following her after she's left to protect her son, who is the mind eater. The events of like meeting someone from the Ravenscar family to get a hold of this drug called the Redemption that will help Kai be like normal and have her not have to like kill all these people for him. Or no, she doesn't kill all the people. She like sources the people for him and then he kills them. Possibly. He didn't kill the vicar. He just sucked out his soul. So like sometimes they live. I don't know. Anyways, I am still making my way through my coffee. I got this absolutely amazing coffee for my Keurig and I'm so excited about it because I saw it. It's a limited edition, which I'm so mad about, but it's a cinnamon dolce Starbucks blend and I'm gonna have to go buy like 10 boxes because it's so tasty, and I finally found a coffee that works from the Keurig because I've been struggling since I got my Keurig to find one or find a way of making my coffee that's like actually tasty and not just like bearable. It's very good. So good. And I keep having to reheat it because I get so sucked into this book. But I got a little baguette that I've just toasted in my air fryer that I'm going to slather in peanut butter, I think, and jam, and have that as like a snacky. Tonight I'm going over to Mom and Dad's. So we're gonna think Mom's making us grilled cheese. It's gonna be a very chill night. I'm going over there, which is good. I just want a chill evening to read. And I think once I'm done the book eaters, I'm gonna start the Oleander Sword because I really want to read that as well. Anyways, I'm rambling now. I'm gonna make my snack and I'll chat to you guys a little later. The book eaters, so bizarre. Hello friends. I'm done. The Book Eaters by Sunyi Dean. I don't know how I feel about this book. It was absolutely entrancing and I couldn't look away. As I said earlier, it was like a weird, almost like a sick, I can't look away from this feeling, but so weird because it made me feel so much sympathy and care for this little boy, this little 5-year-old boy who had consumed like 25 people's minds, and made me question so many things about his situation because he's literally 5 years old, but he has the minds and the souls of 25 different adults like in him, and he, though still has like the emotional maturity of a 5-year-old, he is very much not a 5-year-old in mind. And it's this it's just this weird question of like, how much agency do you give a little kid like that, right? Because they're 5, they don't necessarily know what's best for them, but again, they've lived 25 lives because they have 25 people's long-lived lives stuck in their head. What a weird question. And then even though there's this little monstrous kid at the heart of the story, I don't think he's a monster, unlike every other man in this book, except for one of them. He was great. Every other man and every other member of these families are the monsters because of their actions and the things that they choose to do. But because this little boy, even though he killed so many people and stole their lives from them, he's not a monster in my head because he was just trying to survive. Like, that's what he needed to survive. He was hungry. He's just a kid who is hungry. I don't know how to feel. This book was wild. Oh my gosh. But absolutely wild. I don't know if this is a standalone or a series. It feels like it could easily be a series, but also feels very easily like a standalone. So who the hell knows? I'll have to do some research to see if it's a standalone or not. But wow, what a book. What a book. I don't understand. I really don't. I don't understand. Wow, I'm gonna have to sleep on that one. Woo. Anyways, I am now going to get dressed, get ready, and go to my parents for dinner. But this was also my 100th book of 2022. I have officially met my Goodreads challenge. That was, the 100 books was my Goodreads challenge. So every book after this is just gratuitous and wonderful. But wow, did I like this book? Did I enjoy my reading experience? Yes. I say totally with like 8,000 different question marks around it, but wow. All right, what a read. The Book Eaters by Sunyi Dean. 100th book of the year, finished and completed. I like that this vlog has essentially turned into just a Book Eaters vlog. And that's probably how it's gonna stay because it is Sunday night, it's 5 o'clock. Who knows what, yeah, I'm gonna need to definitely sit on this one for a bit and see how my thoughts percolate. And then like tomorrow, I'll run it through Compile and see what happens. But gosh, oh, also, I don't think you guys have ever seen this in my place without all of my computer stuff, but this is what my dining room looks like without my office set up. Because I moved it all out of the way for last night's party, so we would have a table to set everything up on. But I'm gonna go home for dinner and I'll chat with you guys a little later. Hello friends, happy Monday. It is like the end of the day on Monday. I am so tired. Today has been a day. I've been tired since I woke up. Just exhausted for no reason. But today was also first day of teaching again. So I just got back from that and I've got dinner in my air fryer. And I'm just tired. That's basically the gist of it, but it was a good weekend otherwise. Got some socializing and all that kind of stuff, but I guess this video really did just turn into me reading The Book Eaters by Sunyi Dean. And I ended up throwing it through Compile this morning, or today, I guess, during work at some point, and it's a 4-star, and I think I'm gonna settle it at a 4-star. It might be a 3.5, 4, I'm not sure. I still don't know what to make of it, but it was definitely a really intriguingly crafted story. Like, this was wonderfully crafted, wonderfully done, and such a unique narrative. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just got something to it. Definitely a neat one, for sure. Definitely something I really enjoyed. I don't know what I would have changed to make it a 5-star or a 4.5-star, but it was definitely something intrigued me. I could not look away from it. It was just such an interesting contemporary fantasy, I think is the best way to do it. Please look up trigger warnings before you dive into this, because this does deal with a lot of sexual assault and familial abuse and systemic familial abuse. There's obviously murder at the beginning. There's I don't know, just look up the trigger warnings before you dive into this if you're at all interested. I think I do recommend this if you're looking for something that is grounded in our world but deals with a completely unique universe that I have never come across before in my life, and I don't think I ever will again, because this concept was so interesting. I want more. Like, I think this is a standalone, but I want more. So I hope whatever Sunyi Dean comes out with after this is as interesting and twisted, because this was definitely interesting and twisted. Definitely dark, definitely had, as I explained earlier in this video, like a weird mystery woman running for her life vibe to it that you see in like a horror or a thriller movie. And then it had, of course, the aspects of fairy tales and knights and dragons and the subversions of all these tropes that like the princess needs to be saved, and very neat. Maybe it is a 4-star. The more I'm talking about it, definitely probably is a 4-star. But anyways, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me this weekend. I hope to catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.